Alright, you guys, Shocker Joe 911 back again. This will be my Xbox collection right here. I don't have that many games for this system. I think I only got like about 13 games, so this will basically be a two-parter. Or maybe it might be a three-parter if I just keep on rambling. I just got back from hunting. I didn't see no bucks whatsoever. That really ticks me off right there. But I'm planning on purchasing a doe license for next time, but there's always next year, though. Alright, let's begin. First game I got. I believe this game is so overrated, but it is a good shooter game. It is Halo. Good shooter, but I still have to say that this game is so overrated right here. Yeah, it is a good shooter. It's probably one of the best shooters. Yes, I gotta be fair that this game is a pick-me-up, but I still gotta say that this game is so overrated. I only beat this one right here. I played the second one, never beat it, and I never played the third one. But yeah, it is a good shooter game, but like I said though, it is so overrated. It really ticked me off too that Halo 3 beat Resident Evil 4 when Resident Evil 4 was only on for the GameCube at the time. I'm like, they overlooked the Resident Evil 4, and I thought that game should have got the Game of the Year instead of Halo 3 did. But then Resident Evil got Game of the Year when it was on the PlayStation, but then there was another game that I thought that should have got the Game of the Year. Like, oh, God. It kind of sucked right there. But yeah, well, get back to topic right here. Halo, good shooter, but I still have to say it's still overrated. I'm pretty sure you guys know all the story about that, too. A game that you might not have heard of, it is Legends. This game has a whole bunch of games. There's 28 games. There's Bubble Bobble, Space Invaders, Operation Wolf, Tubbit. I have no idea what the hell that is. Space Invaders Part 2. There's really not much more memorable other than Bubble Bobble, Space Invaders, and I can't remember what this game was right here. That little rainbow dude. I remember playing that as a kid. It's kind of like a gay thing. Rainbow! But, yeah, there's not much of that many games in here that are really that memorable other than the, like I said, Bubble Bobble, Space Invaders, and maybe that little rainbow guy. I believe I played that on the NES. There's a whole bunch of Atari games, which Atari was my first system I ever owned, the Atari 2600. Like I said, though, the controls are very clunky. It doesn't feel the same without these original consoles that it came out with the games. But if you're ever curious though about the games that you probably never played, I suggest that you get Legends. I gotta say though, it's more of a mediocre, just because of the feel. And there's also a lot of games here that are not even that enjoyable. But it's Legends. Alright, now I don't have any Sonic the Hedgehog games for my Sega just because of this. Well, there's also another reason, but this is one of them. Sonic Mega Collection Plus. Every single Sonic game from the Sega. And even there's also unlockables that you can get for the Game Gear. I gotta say though that Sonic 2 is my #1 Sonic game for the Sega. I like Sonic 1, but that game was so hard to beat. Sonic 2, at least you get some extra lives and all that. Sonic 1, you barely get any extra lives at times. Especially that underwater world, that's where I always got fucking killed. Well, I beat the game. I beat the first Sonic game on this, but never on the classic Sega game, or Sega system, just because it was so hard. In this, you can just save your status, which is kind of cheating, I know. But Sonic 2 was my first Sonic game that I ever beat on the original Sega. Not on this right here. That's why I like Sonic 2 a little bit more, and there's also a whole bunch of more worlds than the other Sonic games. More memorable. I gotta say, the very last boss of Dr. Robotnik, or Eggman, like a lot of people call him, is really a classic, what am I thinking of? All I gotta say is just more memorable on the very last stage when you're facing Robotnik and Part 2 of Sega game, Sonic the Hedgehog Part 2 game. But yeah, if you're curious about getting all the Sonic games, the controls though, A little bit clunky, but it still feel alright. But it's a Sonic Mega Collection Plus. Now, I remember when I was a kid, I used to always watch X-Men's game. I mean, not X-Men's game, but the X-Men's animated cartoon. Jesus God, man. Back in 1992, and my favorite villain still is Mr. Sinister. I like Magneto, I like Apocalypse, but Mr. Sinister was my main villain. I'm not sure if I ever have a main hero. I gotta say Gambit is one of my favorite ones, though, for the heroes. But this game I got, it is not that fun. It is X-Men Legends. I only played through it halfway, never finished it. Although I gotta say that some of the parts are kind of fun. You do control, I believe, 3, maybe 4 X-Men at a time. But this game, it's alright. I like the Sentinels in here too. They're pretty cool. I'm not sure if Master Mode's in there, but I believe the main villain is Magneto. But I can't say that this game is a pick-me-up. It just got so boring to me. It is X-Men Legends. I gotta say it's more of a mediocre. And I got this game too just because it was cheap. It was X-Men Legends 2, Rise of the Apocalypse. Now I know you get to be Magneto in here. I believe Mr. Sinister's in there, but I want to at least try to beat the first one before I get to play this one right here. I can't rate this one right now just because I have not played it, but it is X-Men Legends Rise of the Apocalypse Part 2. This game right here has good cutscenes. The action's alright, but it gets to be boring as well. It's armed and dangerous. This was the last time Tony Jay, one of the great voice actors in video games, I believe this was his last game that he voiced over. He was the king of somewhere in Scotland or something like that. I can't remember. But there are funny cutscenes in here. The action, it is alright. There's tons of bad guys always flying at you. You do get to control these two characters right here, the robot and this mole thing. But like I said, the cutscenes are quite funny. But the game, I gotta say this game is a little bit more of a mediocre. It does get to be boring at times. The only weapon I really liked was the shark gun right here. That was kind of funny at times of how bad guys got killed right there. But it does get to be boring and repetitive at times. Like I said, the shark attack ones, or shark gun right there, what they do. They come underground and eat the enemies. But yeah, I gotta say that this game is more of a mediocre. It's nothing too memorable about that game. I gotta see what time I got left. Got enough time. Last game. Hard-ass motherfucking game right here. But it is definitely a pick-me-up. Ninja fucking Gaiden for the Xbox. Great game right here. The graphics are awesome. The story, it's a little weird. But I gotta say, my favorite villain in this game was, oh man, that big-ass horn guy. He has no face. It's always smoky. It's like a spirit within the armor. There's also, you gotta face him twice as his physical form and his spirit type form or something like that. But this game was a bitch to beat. And there's so many combos that you can pull off too. I remember that in the game. I haven't played this game in a long time. And the main boss, I don't want to spoil it for you, but it's kind of a twist at the end. I kind of thought that this was going to happen, but I knew that was kind of going to happen right there. But there are so many fucking cool ass enemies in this game. But yeah, it is Ninja Gaiden. Very cool game. It is definitely a pick-me-up. Well, that's it for now. Please make some comments, subscribe, and I shall never quit gaming.